Hello, beautiful stars. Welcome to an episode with Courtney and Shelley, Seeker of Truth-2, that is normally here in the chat. Tonight is just a beautiful random conversation about questions and seeking and answers and just having a great conversation. The Akashic will come up. Shelley and I, so everybody knows, we talk a little bit on a regular basis, and a lot of interesting things happen when we're talking, so we said, why don't we record about this stuff? So thank you, Shelley, for being here. It's good to see you, my dear.
You're welcome. I enjoy being with you, so it's all good.
Yeah, I think everybody really enjoys when we communicate. Well, everybody enjoys all good conversations, and I know that
Yes.
you and I have good conversations. So
Yes, we do.
yeah, and this topic originated because I am currently doing my summer sale for Akashic readings. That beloved stars, my email is in the description below. That sale ends July 28th, but if you contact me before the 28th, we can get something on the books for the same price, and I'm doing it for half off. I mean, that's like, I mean, my
That's a good
price.
price.
Yeah, my price is already really low to what you're going to
Hmm.
find out there for Akashic, and then half off of that. And I always do a summer sale. Um, so if you're catching this before July 28th, contact me, and all of them, I don't care where you are, all of my summer sale is done over the phone. So it really kind of originated out of that, everybody, that I was thinking, hey, Shelley has developed this beautiful technique of understanding how to like when you ask the right questions in life, it starts to shift everything. And I wanted to kind of bring that in. I'm going to bring up some other stuff. I'm sure you're going to talk about stuff, Shelley. So I guess before we really get into the meat of the matter, can you talk about that a little bit of like how you developed this? You really have. You have developed this technique, and maybe you were just born with it. I don't know. Of understanding when you ask the right questions, and especially with readings, but I think even just in general in our life, when you learn how to ask the right questions, how that can shift things. How can you talk about it for a minute? I know I backstage everybody, so you know I'm shifting things on Shelly on camera because backstage I said, "Let me talk about this real quick," and now I'm shifting it on her. So it's
It don't
okay. We'll
matter.
get to yeah, we'll get to it. We're with the flow. But
Yep.
I, Shelly, out of everybody that I do readings for, on a regular basis or even just new clients, I am usually the one like they'll have to tell me their question, and it's like, okay, I have to maybe ask a question to get to what they really need to know, or I have to reshape the question for the Akashic to explain, like, if you ask it that way, they that could open the window and doors to a million things. You have very much learned how to pinpoint stuff to really get what you want. How, yeah, how did you do that?
Well, I have to say it first started when, for the Akashic anyway, it first started when we would do journaling. And so I would like journal and then ask myself questions in the journal. And sometimes I would answer myself or not, just leave it
Yeah,
open ended.
yeah.
But for the Akashic, when I started doing that, it became more like I would sit with myself for a few minutes to figure out what question I wanted. And normally it just pops into my head. Like the questions just pop into my head, and then I write down my question. And it may not, it most of the time, now I have to say this, most
Yeah.
of the time, I ask my questions the night before or the morning of my Akashic reading. I do not
Oh,
like doing it beforehand because
yeah.
then I dwell on what I'm asking or I dwell on the question. And I don't want to do that.
Oh,
I, ooh, I'm
okay.
getting the chills right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I wait until late, late, late at night. If I do it the night before, like I'll do it at like 10 p.m., midnight, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll sit with myself and ask, what is the question for the Akashics this time? And
Wow.
then the
Okay.
answer will be there. The question will be there.
Interesting. I guess I didn't know that. I
No,
didn't
but
know that.
in the beginning of our questions, though, I would sit and ask, I would write out a question and then I would sit and dwell on it because I didn't understand within myself that that's not how I'm supposed to ask my question.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to wait because otherwise my mind is just on it. And I don't want to do that to myself.
Okay. Oh,
So that's how I come up with my
interesting.
questions.
Okay. That's new to me because I always thought you like, I don't know, you'd be driving in your car or something, a question pop up and you'd write it down somewhere.
Now, sometimes now I'll be watching something or listening to something you're doing on YouTube, and you'll talk about something, and then I'll get a question in my head, and I will write that down. But now I don't dwell on those things anymore.
Good.
I just
That's
leave it in
good.
there, and
Yeah.
then because I usually have one, two, three questions. I usually don't
Right.
do more than three.
Right.
Um, so I just make sure that the questions that I ask that are before my normal time to ask my question, like at midnight
Yeah.
or the morning of, um, I just leave it in there after I ask it and put it away so that I don't see it.
Wow. That's actually, that's really good. That's really good. And I think with like the Akashic readings in particular, well, I can only speak on mine. Like I don't know other, I mean, I've had other readers that did Akashic and I know of other readers, but
Hmm.
mine in particular, what often I witness that the client's going through is they'll have a question and they already have a preconceived notion as to what they think it might be. Like,
Hmm.
and I'm sure you can speak on to, yeah, no, when you really start utilizing all these different skills and services out there, because this is a service that what you think is going to be said is not the route that it's
Not
going
what
to
it's going to
take.
say. I can tell you
Yeah,
that right now. Mm-mm. Nope.
right.
In the beginning, I had preconceived notions of what the answers would be when I first started doing the Akashic readings with you. But I'd say after the first two or three, four times, I was like, no, mm-mm, that's not how we're doing this.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I even I did a reading the other day, and I we're bringing up a topic, and it was kind of about self-worthiness or being remembered after we're gone,
Mm-hmm.
and the issues around that, and uh, the client was saying like, well, I don't think I really have that because I got over that because when I decided not to have kids and blah blah blah. And for a reader, being the messenger, I'm thinking this has nothing to do with having kids or not. But then it's like I have to deliver it in a way that's like, okay, you work through it that way. The representation that they're speaking about is this way, and I think we relate everything to what we do know and what we do think
Mm-hmm.
we've gone through and what we
Mm-hmm.
do think we've healed and what we do. And then when you get into an Akashic aspect, it's
It's
like,
not.
whoa.
It's way different than we could ever imagine because our life today is attached to all of our lives in the past. And so we have to, and this is the big thing. Like, I try to come up with questions that I ask for my past lives so that it better helps me today, what I'm living today, because they're all attached. And there are
Yes.
things that I have to work through because of my past, because
Yeah.
that's why I am the way I am today.
Yes.
And people
Yes.
don't understand that. They think this is it. This isn't it. There's
Yeah.
a
The
whole
energy just
bunch of
keeps
life.
flowing. Yep. The
Yeah.
energy keeps flowing. Yeah.
Oh, I get the chills when I talk about this stuff. It's hot as
Yeah.
heck out here, and I'm getting the chills.
Maybe that's the universe saying, cool down,
Yeah,
get through this, because if you stay hot, this is gonna be rough.
yeah.
But I understand this, but I that's why we're having this conversation too, for an array of reasons. As in,
Mm,
for me, being the reader, I you should see the amount of emails that I or texts or whatever. Like, okay, if this is your first reading, you can ask literally anything based on your soul's journey and or the collective. Like, You can ask anything, and you have learned over time how to really utilize that anything. And I think
Anything.
the what yes, I think what comes into play is like with usually any topic that I'm talking about, I'll present something and it's so broad. Like, hey, the totality of all. It's so broad, it's so big. So like the word anything is kind of the stumbling block for people. So, because I will say, I have readings that it happens, I'm going to say about 30% of the time. People, they might say, oh, I don't really have a question. And I'm literally in their Akashic records, right? I'm in their frequency story. And I'll be, the Courtney is like, you don't have a question? And no, I can't think of anything. So then we usually go into, okay, well, normally, if this happens, I just ask the Akashic, is there something that, so and so needs to know now?
Hmm.
But I would say 30% of the time, if they don't have a question, I will, that it's me, Courtney, that has to go, really? I think you have a question.
Hmm.
I think you might not know how to ask it. I think you might be scared to ask it.
That's what I was going to say. The fear of
Yeah,
asking.
yeah.
And that's a
I'm,
big thing. That
yes,
there's a fear because you don't know what's in your past.
right.
And
Even present. Even present,
exactly.
because the energy doesn't
Hmm.
stop. And
That's right.
so I would say about 30% of the readings I do at the very beginning to like build not just that trust, but also like that comfort level, it is
Hmm.
kind of like that of like, I think you do have a question.
Hmm.
That's why you contacted me.
Yep.
So how do we get to that? Like, where are you at? Let's just settle in. And but it's because questions are scary because we
They
don't.
are, because that means you're questioning yourself, especially when you're going to the Akashics. You're not questioning anybody else. This
Right.
is you. So
Yes.
you're questioning yourself,
Yeah. And this is in ways that,
and that could be scary.
yeah, so the audience knows, like I am an Akashic messenger, Akashic records reader. There's different,
Hmm.
I refer to myself as an Akashic messenger because that's all
Hmm.
I'm the middleman, right?
Yep.
Um, but a lot of the readings, because of how the Akashic communicates with me and communicates with other through me, it is very more like psychological based,
Hmm.
healing based. Because for my relationship with them, at least, I can't speak about other readers, that's what they're really focused on for us. Like,
Hmm.
let's really dive into who you are so you can remember who you are. Let's really dive
Yes.
into who you are, even the origin of who you are. Like, let's
Yes.
really dive into what you have experienced so we can heal that and see we can't heal anything if we don't have zero acknowledgement of it, if we can't
That's right.
remember it. And it's
And
like
apparently
they're,
my origin place is my favorite place in the whole universe. So
yeah,
I
but
can't
then
wait to
you
go
choose
back.
to come here. Well,
Yeah.
exactly. I know. That's another thing. Like, there are some very common questions of like, when do I get to get out of this place? Well, okay. So you chose to come here. You actually have all the potential to love this place because that's why you chose
Mhm.
to come here.
Yep.
Like, I gotta go through so much of just general stuff sometimes to get to. So, how does that look for you? Know, um, yeah, it's not so much like if you ask the Akashic, how's my stock profile look? Yeah, can they? Yes. Are they going to be like, what does that have to do with, your mindset?
Yeah.
Like, what does that have
That's
to do
not a
with the
good
relationships
question.
you have? What does that have to do with, you know what I mean? Like, can they answer it? Yes.
Yes.
But they can answer and they will firmly back it up with, we don't need to talk about any of this. Like, this is not what's really going on with this person. Like, this is
Yep.
not what's
And I'm
happening.
telling you, she's right, because when I forget that I've asked a question and I re-ask the question, they're like, "Hey, you already asked this question." You know?
That's what,
So
that
they
is
do.
true.
They're firm in what they say and they mean what they say. And sometimes they're funny because I get funny answers back,
Yep.
but I
Yep.
also get stern answers back,
Yes.
and I also
Yeah.
get all of the other emotional answers back. For
Yes.
me, anyway, I
And
ask, I try to ask such interesting questions, and and every time I do that to Courtney, I start laughing before I ask a question because I'm like, here we go, Courtney, here's another one.
well, and what's awesome about when people really develop, ask good questions, and eventually, beloved stars, we're going to move this into like, how do we do this with ourselves? Even if you don't have a
Mhm.
reading, like, what is the benefit of really seeking within, but it's every time too, Shelley, because it happens with you, because you ask such good questions now, and it did take a minute, and
Mhm.
I do the best I can, but it's not like I can like spoon feed people questions, like
Nope.
I can, but that's not really. I am the messenger. Like we prefer that the person outside of the reading is kind of getting some kind of inner guidance within of like, this is what I should learn about. This is what I need to know about me. This is like, we prefer it that way because that's when it takes hold more, I should say. Like it yeah, it just resonates with the person more if the question is coming from them.
Yeah. What I
Um,
feel is like, I feel like when somebody wants an Akashic reading, they need to sit down with themselves, all by themselves, in a corner, wherever they feel comfortable, in a bathroom, because that's where I like to go. I know people don't
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but whatever, because the bathroom
You're a mom.
is my
You
space.
were a mom in the bathrooms. Yeah,
Yeah.
bathrooms for moms are
So,
like, oh, I'm alone.
yes, exactly. And um, you need to sit with yourself. And a lot of people don't like to sit with themselves because they have questions
Mm,
within themselves that they don't really want an answer for. But when
yeah,
you sit with yourself and you come across those questions, but then you have another question, write the other question down first because
yeah,
you need to get comfortable with yourself when you're going to go to Akashic reading because they're blunt.
yeah.
They don't care about your feelings. They don't.
Sometimes that's the messenger part of like, they'll be like, Courtney, they are not going to receive this unless it's like,
Yes.
be then I have to be that lion heart of like, come
Right.
here. I'm gonna really try to break this down to you.
Mm-hmm.
It that's where the message develop for myself. I had to
Mm-hmm.
develop the whole way of delivering because there
Mm-hmm.
can be times like the Akashic will flat out say this is what's going on, but they are not going to receive that,
Right.
and it's like,
I agree.
okay, so what do I
So you
do?
have to come around with a different
Like,
way of saying it.
right, and they'll be like, well, they are blunt because it's just to that. It's an
It's
ongoing
information.
story. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
information. It's an ongoing story. It's an ongoing, but yet they care if we do heal. They care if we
Mm-hmm.
do seek within. They care that we get to that light within because
Yeah.
they know how that shifts the totality of the whole
Yeah.
story, right?
Exactly.
So
I just
it's
enjoy the
like
way I
they,
feel after asking questions. Like a lot of people don't understand. You're digging into your past. You're digging into things that you want
mm-hmm,
to know, even if it's about this lifetime, because they can ask questions about this lifetime, answer questions
mm-hmm,
about this lifetime. You know, like if you forget something in your past right now,
right.
they can
Yes,
let you know.
yes,
You know,
yes,
there's just so much there, and there's so many different ways to ask a question. And there's
yes,
so many different ways to receive the answer.
mm-hmm, yes,
And you I feel like when you go into a reading like I do with Courtney, I breathe first.
yeah,
I do my avesa, I do things so that the Akashic can better feel me, Courtney can feel me, and I can
yeah,
feel them. Because you can.
yes. Oh, okay. Oh, talk about that, girl. I guess I never really asked anybody. Because I feel everything. I mean, I feel
Hmm. I
everything.
feel everything too. So I don't know if that's something everybody can do
Okay.
or not, but when I'm in the Akashics, I feel that it's a powerful, loving energy. And it's separate from Courtney's energy
Yeah.
because Courtney's
Yes.
energy is way different.
Yeah.
Courtney's energy to me comes out as bold. free, and caring with love.
Oh,
That's what I get with
shit,
Courtney.
girl. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's how
Thank you.
that's how I differentiate where the energy is coming from because I can feel too different when I'm in
Yeah.
there. So,
Yeah, well, and you probably could even tell too when, like, let's say we do a reading for you, and then I'm like, hey, Shelly, if we're gonna keep talking, let me shut everything down.
yes,
Because
because
then
we
I can
do
talk
that.
to you. Yeah, we do that. And, but then I can, it's then Courtney talking. I'm not
Right,
fully attached. It's just Courtney.
right.
Um, the energy
And
even
then we
probably
have
shifts then.
conversations like this.
Like, yes, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So that's interesting. I guess I never uh asked like a reading event. Like I'm around other psychics, they can notice. Like
Hmm.
they feel what's going on. Sorry, give it one moment. Breathe. The internet said it's not there, but it's there.
You're
It's
there.
there.
You're just spotty.
It, yeah, just yeah. Oh, am I? Okay. Well, it's
Yeah,
such the
but
heat
you're okay.
right now. Such the heat. And today, beloveds, we're actually recording this also on July 22nd, 2026. This is a very big astrological day, very
Good
big energy
numbers.
day, very
That's right.
big day. And it's also my husband's birthday.
Yep.
So,
Happy birthday, Brad.
yeah, right. So it's lots of energies happening right now. So if the internet is a little wonky and it's so hot, it's so boiling where I am. Um, but what because the other psychics in a room can sense, and they're always like, "Whoa, what the hell?" Because I really am dis displaced. They know I'm not receiving. Like, if I'm really working. I do leave. Like my
Hmm.
consciousness leaves this body, but it's like a trail that you can energetically. That it's the link, right?
Yes.
Um, so many psychics they receive. I actually leave. It's a
Hmm.
difference, right? And so they can tell, and it's neither is better or worse. That's not what I'm saying. Is that they can tell. So they've sensed what I do. If I'm before you and you're the client, you can sense it. But I guess I've never asked, and oftentimes too, like especially if I'm in person, or maybe even over the phone, depending on the topic, when something is asked, and like, especially about past life stuff, and it's like horrific. I mean,
Hmm.
horrific. Or just
We
the
just went through
sorrow.
that with one of mine.
Yes, or like the sorrow. Like, people don't know, like, this body, this consciousness, my entire being, I experience it. So, like in a
Hmm.
reading for me, I'm not just witnessing it through your eyes, I'm experiencing it through your experience.
Hmm.
And so
That had to have been horrific last time. The same one.
every single
Uh,
time. But that's a part of, I think there's distinctions as to those. I think that's why I can leave and
hmm.
others might just receive. Because a lot of empaths, a lot of psychics out there, and this is not in judgment, this is just in the nature of things, they would carry that with them.
Hmm.
It would be very hard because I mean the amount of the feeling of all of it. And sweetheart, I mean I've got to experience within this gift. I mean horrific things. I mean horrific that. But the moment I'm done with that reading, because of how I am and who I am, kind of that, probably because of that bold and that freedom and, that
Hmm.
love, it's not mine. And I
Yep.
developed that to a level that I don't witness so much in others that are in this
Hmm.
arena of work. They tend to carry it with, or they got to do all this stuff to try to shake it off. And
Right,
no,
right.
the moment I'm done, this is not mine. But it's because I can't afford to carry what I actually just lived through your life, your
Right,
past
right,
life,
right.
or whatever. Like I live it
Hmm.
for that brief time period, and thank God I developed that because I cannot. I mean, I'd
It would be,
destroy it.
I couldn't even imagine someone having to hold in. I mean, just the things I know about my past lives. I
Hmm.
can't imagine you holding all that into your body
No,
or anyone
no,
else. I mean,
no,
I'm holding it
no.
in my body and I have to get rid of it.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
can't even imagine what
Right,
you guys would go through
right.
if you're not
And it's,
leaving and you're staying and receiving like that. That's
yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
got to
But I
chills on
feel
that one too.
I feel every single inch of the
Hmm.
physical, the emotional, the mental. I feel it. Um, and so sometimes, like especially in person, they could ask a question, and I'm receiving, and I hold my heart, and I will start probably crying, and I'll just look at it and I'll go, "Okay, sweetheart, we're gonna talk about this,
Hmm.
and we're gonna talk about this, and I want you to know I am fine. This is my job,
Hmm.
but you do need to know."
Yep.
But the whole time I'm holding my heart to be like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do because this is your service, Courtney. This is how you serve, and I
Hmm.
know that I can. It's not mine, so it's immediately gone when I'm done.
Yeah.
But I can also, because of I'm experiencing exactly what you did, and it could be thousands of lives ago. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
I'm experiencing it, and then it immediately usually goes into how do we heal this?
Hmm.
How do we get rid of this to the point that I can even be like, listen, that elbow, because girl,
Yep.
I'm feeling it. Whatever it is,
Yep.
like that, whatever it is, because I'm feeling it. This is what we can do. This
Yeah,
is
I
what
have
we
to say because
suggest.
she's correct on that because almost every Akashic reading she's telling me you have to use your cane.
don't don't be calling your own self out. Hey, I'm just the messenger. I am just. But if you don't start using that cane, maybe that's what maybe I'm really guilting you into it, Shelly. Of like, listen, you're putting me in pain every time we do this. You better start using that cane, lady. I'm just joking, y'all. We're just
Oh,
joking. Shelly
it's
and I are
so
good
funny.
friends.
It's so funny because that's how funny it is to me because they're so correct. Courtney's correct. I need to
Hmm.
use my cane. And
Yeah.
I am so not willing. Like I have a willingness for all kinds of stuff, but but I just don't got it for that cane. I don't. I just don't.
I know. And then I had to
I've
be
been in
like,
a
listen,
wheelchair.
Taurus.
I've used a walker. I've been had to use crutches, and I'm down to a cane. And
Hmm.
and I hate it more
I
than
know.
anything in the world. But it helps me, and I need to remember that. As much as I hate it, I need to use it.
Yes, I know.
Courtney's like, yes,
I have repeated myself a lot. I know. And so the reason why Shelly's bringing this up, folks, is because it is like that. Because I could go through a whole reading with her and it's like anything else. And I'm like, Shelly, this is from myself and the Akashic. Please start using that cane. And I'll be like, because Shelly, I've been sitting here this entire time feeling why you need to use that pain or that cane.
yep.
You are so stubborn. You're just going to keep working through that pain. You're just going to keep
It's that bullheaded
ignoring that
Taurus in me.
pain. Right. And I'm like, I don't want to feel that though. There is a solution. Like, just use the
Yes,
damn cane.
I know.
But it's all in love. And guys, this is, especially if Shelly, by the way, folks, beautiful stars, she is a part of a tier on Patreon that she gets reading every month for like $30. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't even know if there's any more left. There might be one or two, spots left. But that's how this also happens. It's every month of like, so yeah, there's been more months than not of me like, hey, lady, I don't want to keep
Yep,
feeling this way. You better use that cane. Like,
yep, yep, yep.
I've been sitting in this for the past hour,
It's the
like
only
for
thing
no
she
apparent
retells me
reason.
all the time.
You're so stubborn. And then it always usually ends with stop being a Taurus. Like just stop
Right?
being so stubborn. Like I
That's
love
me.
it. Everybody says that I'm extremely stubborn because I'm Leo backed up with a bunch of Scorpio and I'm like, no, there are some other signs out there that I just can't even contend with. Yeah, that I
For
don't even
sure, for
try.
sure. Yep. But to be real honest, most of my stubbornness has gotten me to where I am today.
Yes.
And so I enjoy being stubborn, but there are times where I need to just let that go. And my
Yes.
cane is one of those.
Yes. Yeah. You kind of, I fully agree. We have these characteristics, or even some of the programming.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I got to bring this up because it does go into questions or,
Mm-hmm.
asking ourselves, going within. And I find it so fascinating all the time because I see all these programs and it's all about, you know, the theories and this and that. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, well, you got to be a seeker. You got to be a seeker. And in my mind, I'm like, what master, what vista, what, higher being, right? Any of them, any full, great philosopher, where did they ever say seek what's going on outside of yourself? Like I missed that
No,
bullet
you
point.
go in. You don't go
Yeah,
outside yourself. You
right,
go in.
I missed that bullet point because it's always been go within, and even the questions we ask ourselves is
Mhm.
valuable.
Yes.
So,
Like I said, like when I journaled, I still do it now.
yes,
I ask questions of myself in my journals. And I sometimes I get answers and sometimes I just leave it. But those are
yeah,
important questions because you're talking to yourself and not
yes,
in your head. You're writing it out on a piece of paper and you're looking at it and you're receiving it, you're sending it, you're doing whatever you are with it.
yeah.
But you're asking yourself something that no one else is going to ask you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, journaling's the most for me it's an amazing tool for
It
that.
is.
And counselors will use it. Everybody really uses it if you just allow yourself just flow.
Mm-hmm.
Just flow without any judgment, without even
Yep.
stopping, just
Yep.
allow that whatever is coming out of you to just flow. If we build that and which is just keep doing it,
Mm-hmm.
just allow
Yep.
that pocket of time and just repeat,
Mm-hmm.
repeat, repeat.
Yep.
It is known now that that is actually more of our authentic voice, how
Mm-hmm.
we truly think, how we truly feel about things, how we truly, than anything that we might present
Mm-hmm.
to the public or even to ourselves, because remember we can
Yep.
lie to ourselves all the time.
Oh my God, we lie to ourselves so much, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, right, right.
We lie to
Oh yeah.
ourselves more than we
So
lie to other people.
exactly. You know, so Shelly, right before I was a little bit late to get into the recording of this
Mm-hmm.
because I was on the phone with someone, and
Mm-hmm.
for quite a long time, I there had been this thing that I really wanted to bring up to this individual, but it needed to happen organically. And it just so
Mm-hmm.
happened that today was the day that the organic window opened, and I was like, I gotta take this. It just went a little
Yeah.
bit longer than I expected. And it was fascinating because all the window was an opportunity for me to present, hey, you say this quite often. I'm wondering what would happen if you kind of presented a different question to yourself. It was literally that was the window. So like here's the
Awesome.
context. Like older female who had divorced her husband, and this was years ago. And she divorced him not because she didn't love him, not because the passion wasn't there. I mean, all of that was very deeply rooted and very deeply there. But the husband was dangerous. Domestic violence was very profound in that family, and especially to her. But
Mm-hmm.
over the years, she had always presented it as verbally, and even to herself. She had always presented it as, well, if, I had to leave him for the kids. I had to leave him for the kids. She had never once presented it as for herself when she was the
Right.
one who received the most damage, at least physically
Right.
and emotion. She was it was always so for years. So, but it had been coming up more recently in conversations. And so I was kind of waiting for this organic window where I knew that, like, okay, this person's in a healthy place right now. They're open to receiving. The window
Hmm.
kind of this conversation has come up again. I can gently be like, "Hey, what if you invited this question to yourself?" And so I merely did that, as in, "Hey, have you ever asked yourself, would you have stayed with him if it wasn't for the kids?" And I said, because through all of this, it was always for the kids, for the
Hmm.
kids, for the kids. And I said, what if that was not in play? Would you have stayed? And I said, sometimes we need to ask ourselves these questions because
Hmm.
within that answer, from even the fact that you did, from how you did, from if you would have or wouldn't have, lies so much about a person, right?
Yes.
About their self worth, about everything. So I was able to have that window opened, and I was like, oh, I gotta take this, even though I gotta be with Shelly. Like I gotta take this window,
Yeah.
because it's prime time right now. And I just presented that. Have you ever asked yourself that question for yourself? And then there was some more dialogue, and I mean, I will tell you, by the end of us talking, it came into, hey, this has been a really great conversation for you to acknowledge, like, your self-worth was actually in there.
Yeah.
Your courage was actually in there.
Yes.
Your all sorts of stuff was actually in there, but you might not really acknowledge it and appreciate the as much as you do because, and this is how it really ended the conversation, because of the dogmas that you grew up with that speak about it's self-sacrifice. It's all about
Hmm.
somebody else. I said, you really actually were choosing yourself, which is this is what this world is designed to do, but it got masked with I'm doing this for my kids.
Yeah.
This has
Hmm.
nothing to do with me. I'm saving my kids.
Hmm.
When in reality, hey, find those kernels. It's in
Hmm.
there.
She's
You do
saving
it.
herself.
Yes, you do have the self-worth that you're not
Oh, got the
acknowledging. You
chills
do have
there
the
too.
courage. Yeah, you do have
Yeah.
all this stuff that has never been acknowledged because it's wrapped up in these very interesting dogmas of self-sacrifice. I'm doing for others. I'm worth nothing. I better get my deeds in order to get there. All this stuff. But if we just shape a question and
Hmm.
go within with it and find things like that, wow, can we find good, bad, and indifferent? I mean, we've all
Hmm.
made decisions that's like, and then later in life, it's like, why the hell did I do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You learn a lot about yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know
Absolutely.
if enough people shape questions. I don't want to use the word appropriately, but let's say shape questions to go within that are not attached to dogmas, that are
Yes.
not attached to preconceived notions. And I think
Yes.
that's kind of why how you developed such a beautiful skill of asking questions for yourself from the Akashic, even from others. Like
Hmm.
now you have this beautiful skill, but it's because the working with the Akashic, you have really kind of come to know, like, yeah, preconceived notions, nope. Dogmas, nope. All this
No.
stuff, like, really has nothing to do with when you get to the meat of the matter, right?
Exactly. And I have to say, you learn to like not be emotional during them because some of the information is not so happy
Mm-hmm.
and some of it is extremely happy. Like I've had some great stuff come out of my Akashic readings, and I've had
Mm-hmm.
some shitty shit too. Excuse my language, but
No,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but that's the truth of it. And if you're emotional to it, then that's going to break you down because you're going to
Yes.
dwell on it. Now,
Right.
if you utilize the information for today or your future, then you're
Mm-hmm.
bypassing all of that emotion. You really
Mm-hmm.
are. And you're utilizing it to help yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Like I can see where I chose in my life today, why I chose to be with abusive men.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
oh boy,
Yeah.
I've had some
Yeah.
past lives.
Yes. Yes.
And I
That's it.
brought that energy into this life. And so now, I mean, I did choose a husband now that is not abusive to me. But my other two husbands were so abusive, like I almost died. Like I'm
Yes.
broken today, I'm crippled today. Why I need a cane today? Because a man chose to try to kill me.
Yes. Yes.
And all of that energy came from my other lives.
Yes.
And now I know how to let that go in the appropriate way,
Right.
which I thought counseling before was the way to do that. But that wasn't it. I didn't need outside help, I needed inside help. And I
Yes.
had to do that all by
Right.
myself
And
inside.
yes. And that's so when I presented this to this particular woman I was just talking to before you,
Hmm.
I opened Shelley with, this might, it was one of those things of like, I'm about to ask you something here. But
Right.
I said, I know in the past that you have spoken about you're too old now to even really like what's the point of healing? But if you really believe in reincarnation, which this person does, oh no, keep healing because then you're setting
Yeah,
yourself up for the next round. So it's like
exactly. And you don't
I
want to take this
presented
energy into the
that.
next one.
Yes,
Jeez.
I presented that to them before I even presented, hey, what about this question to ask
Hmm.
yourself?
Hmm.
Um, because that is what we're doing. Like we've been saying that energy is always in propulsion. Energy is always
Hmm.
moving. Now,
Yes.
some very big traumatic stuff could be so far back that it's already the energy has kind of died down, it's filtered out, right? But oftentimes, like we get into this thing, and God bless Shelley, because Shelley, I think, is the only person, because we've talked about it privately at an extensive level as to why I say there is no such thing as lessons.
Hmm. Yep.
Now Shelley gets it, but it's because I've had to explain how, but it is that energy that,
Hmm.
yeah, for people, because we don't remember or we don't go within to try to remember, to try to acknowledge, to try to really connect with our, or even get a reading. We think it's like a new, and it's not. It's this
Nope.
continuous, I call them themes. And it's because
Hmm.
we are all just beautiful stories. We're never ending stories. It's
That's
amazing.
right.
And I call them themes because I was also an English teacher, so But it's this ongoing energy that is continuously present itself until we automatically, very consciously choose ourself to choose
Hmm.
differently. And that's what this life, Shelley, even though the first couple of men, the first two big husbands were
Hmm.
not, I mean, we know. Well, we don't know. The audience is like, we don't know the whole backstory, but we can all relate, right?
Yeah.
You even said, I'm in a cane. I use a cane because of, him. So a lot of us can relate to that.
Hmm.
We don't relate to the fact that it is our choice. It's this beautiful power choice to love
Yes.
ourselves completely. And when we start really doing that, we're setting us up for the duration of the rest of the story to not do that shit no more.
Yeah. And that's my goal. I'm not taking the shit from my past or
No.
from this life because I've had some shit in this life. I'm not taking that to the next one. I am not doing that. I
Right.
refuse that. It's not a
Right.
part of me anymore.
Right.
And I think just making that decision consciously will make that happen, period.
Yes. And, it used to be, I will say, and this is all because we have this grand opportunity now to make these ultimate choices, love ourselves entirely,
Hmm.
to reshape how we move forward. That energy came into play around, 2000 or so, the millennium.
Hmm.
That wasn't necessarily there before. We were kind of under this like hey, karma, you're going to keep coming, and it's going to keep
Hmm.
filtering. But at the same time, we probably needed that because we do forget.
Hmm.
We needed it to repeat and repeat. How many times do I just got to repeat before it sinks in about
Right.
anything, right? We needed many lives of repeat, repeat, repeat. So then when we finally got to this opportunity, that karma energy, it's a choice. We
Hmm.
do not have to live under it. We do not have to live under that dogma of judgment. We can heal, we can make very different choices. We can choose ourselves, we can love ourselves. Now that that's present, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's like we needed to be under that law of karma a little bit for the repetition. So then when it repeats itself this round, or even maybe next round for some, almost instantaneously, it won't take us multiple husbands. It won't take us multiple
Yeah.
this. It won't take us multiple needles. It won't take us
Hmm.
multiple fast cars. Like, it won't take us so many rounds of repetition before we go, whoa, I've done this before. I
Hmm.
know I have. Even if we don't fully remember, I know I've done, and I'm worthy of something
Yep.
else. If we set it up now, I can't imagine infinite potentialities for this life and how we can end it leading into another life. Like,
Yep.
I wish I could express this
Yep.
more. I just have to repeat and repeat and repeat. But I know you
Yep.
agree
I'm
with
done
me because
repeating.
you're a living, yes, you're a living demonstration as to how that can actually happen and
Hmm.
experience new because of it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
You,
I mean, I've had a lot of stuff good happen to me, since I started doing the Akashic readings and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, I went through some hell. Okay. Courtney's
yeah.
been through it with me, so she
Yeah.
knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But and right now the universe has presented my husband with another form of bullshit.
Yeah.
But we will work through that, and
Yes.
I know that it's going to be better. And I'm not going to
Yes.
dwell on how angry I got about the whole thing because I was
Yeah.
very angry about the whole thing. And
Yeah.
I had to understand that the situation is a situation and we can get above that situation. We just have to go through it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that has to do with my Akashic readings because they've totally helped me to understand me, me, which better helps me understand the situations and how I can handle them.
Yeah, and Shelley, when we get readings, or even if we go within, and even just reviewing the life for many of us, the life that we've just lived, that we do know,
Hmm.
right? That we do remember all the little things. I think it was. And I was talking with somebody the other day of, yeah, I had severe worthiness issues as well as everyone does. But then when I did a good vast review of my life, it was like, oh, I was talking to Sophia that actually airs this Saturday, beloveds, Matrix
Oh,
Living.
yay.
um, uh, I was able to acknowledge, whoa, my life was spared there. My life was something was protecting me there. That's like, even
Hmm.
if you don't get a reading, or if you can't, if you're not, you're just starting to go within and the memories aren't fully there, or the being able to meditate on these things are not fully there yet. It just, even our own life, we can notice this stuff, and then we can take from that. Like, Shelley, what
Hmm.
you're talking about is the perseverance. Also a bit of the healthy detachment, as in, man, look at all the shit that I've been through. We can get through this.
Yep,
We can get through this.
absolutely.
This is just another, few pages, maybe a small chapter of a very
Hmm.
ongoing story.
Yep.
And that's amazing. And the more we actually know about our past lives, I do have to say, I think does help. I
Oh, it
really do
does
think it
immensely.
helps.
I mean, I can think about a lot of things that have been said in my Akashic readings that have brought me to a better place. Um, just just knowing the fact that where I actually came from, when I think about it, makes me so happy, makes me smile so so big, because I understand the beauty of the place where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm here on this planet is because of that place. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to share the beauty of this place
Mm-hmm.
almost the same as the beauty from that place. It's different.
Yeah.
It is different, but it is so, the earth is so beautiful, and we think about the people on the earth that aren't beautiful, that are negative, and they have all these negative things that go on in the world. But if you just stop, push that all out, and just enjoy the beauty of Mother Gaia, the beautiful earth that we have, the grounding that she gives us,
Mm.
the energy that flows through us when we're just walking with our feet, no shoes, and just feeling like, go hug a tree. People don't understand the beauty of that because it's part of you.
Mm-hmm.
You are part of this.
Mm-hmm.
We all are. Just because there's negative people out there doesn't mean there isn't beauty here too.
Mm.
And there is.
Right.
There's so much of it. All those rivers, lakes, oceans, the trees, all the plants, everything that we grow to eat,
Mm-hmm.
that's sustaining us.
Yeah. Yeah.
The energy from the earth sustains us.
Yeah.
It's all beautiful. And so I totally love both these places.
Yes.
I really do.
Yes.
And that came from the Akashics. I didn't appreciate the earth as much as I do right now because of
Yeah.
where I came from,
Yes. And
my
I think,
originating
Shelley,
place.
all the in between too, because
Hmm.
oftentimes, like when you said at the very beginning, as in like, yeah, and sometimes I'll forget that I asked the same question. They're like, yeah, we
Hmm.
already answered that.
Hmm.
Oftentimes for you personally, as I can remember, at least this aspect, because you asked it more than once, like, well, what should I study? What am I here to participate in? What should I be
Hmm.
doing? And for Shelley in particular, everybody's answer is different. But it was because they were like, how many times do we have to tell you? The earth, Shelley. You are one with the earth, like you love the nature, Shelley. Shelley, herbs. Shelley, the trees. Shelley, like
Yes.
it was always the same. Like, how many times do we have to tell this woman?
Yeah.
She loves the earth. Like, she's
Yeah.
all about the natural of this
Yes.
place.
Very
How
much
many
so.
times do we have to answer? So it's so because people do that. Hell, I've done that. Like, hey, can you tell me again about this? And it
Hmm.
is literally the same answer, but they're like, okay, maybe she didn't catch it before, so say it this way, Courtney. Maybe
Hmm.
she didn't know it before. Say it this way. But they do always want to say, we've already answered this.
Yes,
Like,
they
and
do.
it's funny for me because then we'll do like the Edgar Casey episodes here, and we're just reading along, and then they just end it with like, we've already spoke, or they'll start with like, we've already spoken about this. And then it's like you can see through his readings, like, okay, so we're gonna take. You can see that the one writing everything down, that's receiving what Edgar's saying. They don't know that the Akashic, because Edgar's in a deep trance. They don't know that the Akashic is like, well, let's start over here so they get it. Or let's go way back here so they get it. Let's start
Hmm.
because we have already answered this. But clearly
Hmm.
they're not getting, and they are kind of like, it is kind of like that. And it's just they're not attached to emotions the way we are. So even
Hmm.
though they want to see, it's all about the expansion and fulfillment of things. It's all about, yes, live to your highest conscious level, live to your highest, that they do want, but that's because it
Hmm.
helps. It's part of the totality of all things. But do they judge where you're at with it?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Do they, uh honestly, they're going to give you the best route to take. They're going to give you the best thing that is about you, or whatever, the greatest stuff, and they can present that to you. But we fully understand that human's going to do whatever that human's going to do.
Yeah.
And the removal of judgment of that is has, for at least me, been profound
Yeah.
in life, to work within that sphere, not just in the Akashic, but then be able to bring it into my own life. And I think that has happened with you as well, is that
Mhm.
when you ask the right questions and they really can, and you're open to receiving, and this could go for tarot readings too, but
Mhm.
I had somebody once, it was interesting. They told me, and so this is a little footnote, and I understand tarot. I guess I'm just a different kind of tarot reader, but it's probably because what I can do. It's not, I mean, tarot was my first, like I told people before, I got my first deck at Christmas when I was like 9. So I've always done tarot, but tarot tends to present what's going on.
Mhm.
Tarot can usually present this, and it's a lot of presentation for awareness. The difference between like an Akashic reading is they're going to give the awareness, but then they're also going to give you the best route to take, what to do with
Mhm.
it, on how to
Mhm.
heal it, how to let it go, how to, work with it,
Yeah.
whatever it may
Like
be.
for example, like our last reading when we were talking about my 30-year horrible thing. Um, I asked a question
Yes. Sorry,
about
I
my
had to
blood
jog
type,
my memory.
about my blood type. And I had already asked this question many times, and they said, absolutely not. It was your light.
Yeah.
And no matter what was going on with my 30 years of horribleness, in my mind, after you said that, that is the reason I made it those 30 years, is
Mm-hmm.
because of my light.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that made the whole thing change in my mind about the devastation that I went through for those 30 years
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of the light within.
Mm-hmm.
And it changed my viewpoint on Rh negative blood also, because it's not my blood type, it's my light.
Yes.
And I would not have understood that if I had not asked that question and gotten those answers.
I gotta tell you, Shelley, it's interesting you brought that up. So maybe this is a little like footnote. You've even brought it up to me in the past. Years ago, you actually were like, Courtney, are you HR
Rh
negative? And I'm
negative,
like,
Rh
yeah,
negative, yeah.
yeah. I was like, I don't know. I think I am. I don't know. I don't, whatever. It's blood, whatever. But then I cannot express to you, like, I could be at a barbecue, I could be at a party, I could be anywhere that is a gathering. Somebody's gonna bring that shit up to me. What do you
Mm-hmm.
think that's about, Courtney? Do you know I'm RH negative? Are you RH negative? And I gotta tell you, I spent years going, I don't know, I don't know, but it's because, and I never like, I didn't, I knew, like, it means a lot to people, but
Mm-hmm.
you in that moment with that particular question, I was able to tell you, don't, it has nothing to do with your blood. That
Yep.
we are programmed to think that shit has to do with the blood. And so everybody
Yep.
that's RH negative is like, I'm special. I'm special. And it's like, no, you're not. It has nothing to
No.
do with blood. We're programmed to think that the shit's about the blood when it's about the light.
Mm-hmm.
The
Exactly.
blood has nothing to do with it. So every barbecue, every gathering, when somebody would come in at, because they expect me to like be able to speak about it. I
Mm-hmm.
love the fact that I was like, I don't know, I don't pay it any attention. And they always were thrown off by that. It's like, but it's because I know it's blood. It's what circulates through your body to move things around. Great that you got DNA. Glad you're here. Like, it's the
It's true though,
light
because
that
that's how we
matters.
think about it. They make us believe those things.
Mm-hmm.
The whole system here, the whole world
Mm-hmm.
system, not just America, because it's the
Mm-hmm.
whole world system, because they're all into the Rh negative stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And
And they
and they're
make you believe,
special.
yeah, they make you believe that you have special gifts.
Yep.
Well, those special gifts come from the light within. It doesn't come from the blood type. So just because I'm Rh negative and I'm related to all them royal
Yeah.
people doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything,
No.
because my light is so much different than theirs.
Yeah. It does, and that's yeah, it's interesting the programming because it's like, think of how this world loves to separate.
Mm-hmm.
Like this world just
Absolutely.
it loves to keep that separation going. And it's like hell, they even want to separate it into blood types. That some of the blood types are like, oh, I'm more special than you. I'm more
Exactly.
special than it's literally what holds this body of form together. Awesome. We all actually
That's
have
your
it.
fluid.
Yeah, right. We all actually, and we all, it's all red, like all of it. Like
All of
we
it.
all have the same shit.
Yep.
But it's just another form of separation. It's another way for somebody to be like, I'm special, or I'm not
Mhm.
special, or hey, this pandemic is actually attacking this blood type.
And they
Because
did do that too. I was like, that's
they do
crazy.
all sorts of stuff. Like one is more special than the other. One is more available than the other. One is more
Hmm.
this. One is more adaptable. But and so we're emphasizing again blood, which I have been in my own life, I have been trying to at least verbally tell people get away from that blood worship and shit. And I'm
Hmm.
sorry, Christ was telling this everybody the same thing.
Yep.
That's what he was really like when we talk about like how he was, he was on the cross, he was crucified for blasphemy. It's because he was literally saying stuff like that. This blood
Hmm.
blood stuff and
Hmm.
killing on the Day of Atonement and the all of it, the scapegoat and the goat and all this sacrifice and all this. None of this is okay. It has
Nope.
nothing to do with the blood. I mean, but see, they turned it back into it's all about the blood.
Hmm.
When
Yep.
if you read other materials,
Yes.
he is
Got to
trying
read
to
other material,
scream,
people.
he is trying to scream it has nothing to do with the blood. It is all
Hmm.
about the light within.
Yes.
But we're still programmed of everything's blood. And it could have been any, you know, denomination of thought and dogmas of school.
Hmm.
And sorry, that was a little side note, but that in itself, Shelley, you and I had talked about the RH stuff before, and I was like, I think I
Hmm.
am. I don't know. Hey, I even called you to be like, hey, Shelley,
Hmm.
I'm A negative. Does that mean I'm
Yep.
RH? And you're
Yep.
like, yes,
That's what that
Courtney.
means. That's the same type of blood I have.
Yeah,
A
yeah, you're like,
negative.
yes,
Yes,
Courtney. And I was
Courtney.
like, oh, well, okay, then I
I
guess
guess
I
you
have
are.
too. Yeah, I was like, I guess I have too. Throw me in the basket.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm tired of people asking me, basically, Shelley.
Okay, well,
Like,
now you know.
you're right. But I
But you
remember
can still
in,
tell them it's their light, not their blood.
yes, I remember in that conversation of like, I really probably have to at least be able to tell people if I am or not, because so many people are not open to hearing it doesn't matter. It's
Yep.
the light.
Yep.
And
Well,
it's
because
like,
we're programmed to think that, and it's so ingrained in our mind. Because
yeah,
you have to have a special shot when you get pregnant, or else you'll lose your baby, and blah 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 blah.
all
But
sorts of
that's
stuff.
not the real of it. The real of it is the light within you.
Yeah,
Find it,
yes,
utilize it. Like
right.
and I know this sounds crazy to other people, but I know you know. I have energy that comes out of my hands. I can heal people. I can
Yeah,
heal myself.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I can
We all
literally,
have
like, I'm
this.
talking about it, so I can feel it now. It's coming out
Right,
now.
right.
So,
We
I
all
mean,
have
that's your light
that.
within.
Right.
Utilize it.
But I think it does take, like we started, the why, if we are seekers, because we're told to also be seekers, to,
Hmm.
receive, you need to seek. We continuously, it's all about outside stuff, like the damn RH negative stuff, or
Hmm.
the government stuff, or the blood sacrificing stuff,
Yep.
or just whatever it may be.
Hmm.
It's still all stuff that's outside of ourselves.
Yes.
When we start asking the questions and going within ourselves for it, at the bottom of that barrel, at the bottom of all those layers, at the center of that onion is a beautiful light. And then when
Hmm.
you get to that, my goodness, does things change?
They do.
Yeah, yes,
They do. And don't get us wrong. Don't get me and Courtney wrong. Just because you find your light doesn't mean shit's not going to happen.
yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah,
Okay? Because
yes,
I'm going through some shit right now. I mean, it's not
yes,
me, but my husband's very sick.
yeah,
And so we have to deal with this.
yes,
But I've been doing healings on him.
Yeah.
but he's very sick.
Yes,
And it
yes.
takes more, I don't know, it just takes more,
It
I guess,
takes
right
more.
now.
It just, yes, it takes more.
You
It
know, he's
takes
on
more.
medications which hinder healing from my hands because it's
Yes.
doctor prescribed medication. And I know other people don't understand that, but that really does like put a blockage around it. But you have to get in there and do it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it does work, you know.
And Shelly, and it's not that kind of stuff. See, hey, right back to we masks things as sacrifice and service to others when it
Hmm.
might not even be our job.
That's right.
Maybe it's your husband needs to go inside.
Hmm.
You can only
Exactly.
do so much. The
Exactly.
medications can only do so much, and I'm not against
Exactly.
medications.
Exactly.
You know, we can only do so much when it's up to an individual, and that's really what we're
Hmm.
talking about is go
And that's what
inside.
he's been doing lately too, is he's been starting to journal now.
Oh,
Because he sees me
beautiful.
do it all. I do it twice. I do it once in the morning and once in the evening before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And he sees me do it every day.
Yes.
And it has prompted him to start doing that because he
Yes.
sees the difference in me after I journal. Because I get
Yes.
my frustrations out, or I get my funniness out, or I get my lovings out, or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is that I'm writing in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm always better afterwards. And
Yes.
so
It
he
clears
started
the
doing
space
that.
in the mind. When we
Yes.
journal, it clears the space in our mind, especially if we can't like go for a hike or go
Right.
for a long drive, you know.
Hmm.
It clears the space in the mind to live more in
Hmm.
the now that everybody's seeking,
Yep.
right? And it's beautiful. And hey, Shelley, what you're saying right there is how all of this works.
Hmm.
You are that living demonstration of this is a healthy technique that I do.
Hmm.
You're doing it by choosing yourself because you love yourself.
Yes.
You love what it gives to yourself. And just because you're that demonstration and somebody witnessed you long enough do it, they now have the gumption to do it.
Yes.
That
And I
is,
noticed that when he journals, I mean, right now it's just like he's been doing it for not very long, but he's emotional right now.
mhm,
So his isn't happiness because he's working through it. His is,
right.
I'm emotional right now, you know, and that's
Yes,
okay because at
yes,
first you're probably going to be
yes,
emotional
yes,
until you learn how to work it out,
yes,
you know,
yes,
because like I try to work it out on the paper, whatever I'm
yeah,
dealing with, I try to get that out on the paper and work that out so that when I'm done, I'm okay.
yeah, yeah,
And I can smile about it and I can be like, okay, I feel good about what I wrote, even if it is a bunch of angry words,
yes,
they came out and I didn't have to yell at nobody.
yeah.
I didn't have
The
to put my frustration and anger out on anybody else because it's not them, it's me.
yes. And that beautiful grace of forgiveness
Hmm.
that we can find for ourselves and others through
Yes.
journaling, through getting
Yes.
readings, through asking the right questions within, and really having the courage to do it, the willingness to do it,
The willingness for sure.
yeah, that the forgiveness of self that really comes when we're viewing ourself and looking
Hmm.
at this stuff and the forgiveness of others that opens up a whole new canopy of like just awesome things, you know,
Yeah.
true healing, true healing, all this stuff. Well, it's when you start asking those hard questions. It's when, why did I do this?
Hmm.
Why did I really
Yep.
do this? Why did I
Why did I
allow,
react that way?
yeah, why did I allow this? Why
Right.
did I, all this
What in me
stuff.
invites thee?
Yes. What in me invites this to be what my teacher, Shri and Kira, had put out there years ago. What in me invites this to be, which the layers of that can go so deep. I remember
Hmm.
when, I mean, I don't remember the context, but I remember when, like, we were on the phone. It wasn't even a reading, but it was like that moment of like, Shelly, we're gonna keep using this and we're going
Hmm.
to keep using this and we're going to keep like I'm teaching you, I'm fully now, this is how you use this technique of what in me
Hmm.
invites this to be.
Yep.
Okay.
I
And
remember it, but I'm not going to say what it
yeah,
was.
you don't have to, but
That's
i'm
okay.
i'm just saying
I
like
remember though. I was
the
standing in my bathroom when you told me that.
but it
That's where I
takes
go.
right. It takes more than just like, and I really appreciate us having this conversation, Shelley, because it really
Me too.
does take more than me just saying it. Like I can repeat and repeat and repeat myself, but until somebody really kind of does that for themselves, what in me invites this to be? Answer. Okay. What in me invites that to be? Answer. Okay. What in me
Yep.
invites that to be? Answer. Okay. Like going through those layers, and sometimes you might need a gentle hand to, or a even more of assertive hand. Like, no, Shelly, we ain't
Hmm.
done. Like,
That's right.
let's go.
We've had those
We
conversations too.
we
Just
ain't done,
saying.
sister. I know you could do it. We could do
But I
it.
can tell you this, without those conversations, I would not have grown to where I am right now. And
Yeah.
you need someone to tell you, because you're not
Yeah.
going to tell yourself. You don't
Right.
want to hear it from yourself. You need someone else that is not emotionally involved in the situation
Mm-hmm.
and sees the real
Mm-hmm.
situation to tell you what it is. Because when you're
Yes.
in it, you don't know it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also, by human nature, I think like we get to this level of healing. And
Mhm.
this is I spoke about it when I think I was live. It was a live stream. I don't even remember that the complacency of 5D. I think I've
Mhm.
talked about it a bit of like we get into this 5D and we've healed enough, and but it can become very complacent, and
Mhm.
we do not see that neutrality, that complacency, this comfortable
Yep.
5D zone actually becomes detrimental because we stop going. We
Yes.
stop digging deeper. We stop,
Mhm.
like, I've healed that enough. I've done enough work there. I feel way better when it's like, and I have to say, I sometimes in a reading, I am being presented with where they're really at. And then I
Mhm.
present to them that they're really at. And then when they want to argue with me, I love when people want to argue with me, and it's not even arguing with me. I'm seriously just the messenger. So now they're arguing with the Akashic essentially,
Right.
and so I'm just like, so oftentimes I present it then like, yes, we are fully aware of the work that you have done, and we do appreciate it. And this is true. This is genuine though. Like I can see all the work that somebody has put in. I can see all the efforts that they have done. I can see where they have come from. And beloveds, I can see not just in this life. I can see how far people have come in all of their lives of that
Yep.
continuous energy. Like, I
Mhm.
fully know what you have invested in yourself and what you have accomplished and what you have done. But I also know how much more there is to do.
Exactly. I don't
And
feel there's
that's
ever
the
time to stop.
yes, we don't. This includes including myself. We
Everything.
don't. Right. And so
Never. Because
oftentimes
it
when,
becomes stagnant and we don't grow.
right,
And this is about our growth. It's not about lessons, it's about our growth.
right, right,
And we grow from our past so we can grow in our future.
right, right. And oftentimes it comes down to the choices.
Yes.
And it's beautiful to examine our choices with internal questions and dialogue. So then moving forward in life, if we're presented with the same thing, oh, I know not to do this.
That's right.
Like, I said it, I think in that live, like, hang with Courtney of, no, all my, some of the stuff that I'm saying now, beloveds, I will say I've already recorded the new Matrix Living episode that's coming out Saturday, July 25th with Sophia. It was a great episode. I think some of this actually came from her because I recorded with Sophia. Now I'm recording with Shelly, overlapping things. So you're going to get maybe it's a good week
It's
to
all good.
learn, to repeat. But it's,
It's good to repeat
yes,
sometimes.
right? Sometimes,
Sometimes.
sometimes. Um, but that's, for me, when I first started my healing journey, there was a Japanese quote, or it's a Japanese proverb that, girl, I took it to the utmost, and I took it with me everywhere I went. It's like I didn't write it down, but man, was it in my pocket all the time?
Hmm.
Was a wise man can foresee the future. That's it. A wise man can foresee the future. And because I knew that that quote did not necessarily mean like someone like myself that is psychic and just can foresee things, that it really meant pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Look in the rearview mirror. All the shit that you hit along the way, don't hit it again. Foresee
That's
the
right.
future. It's going to
Yes.
come back around. Do something differently. A
Yes.
wise man can foresee the future. A wise man can predict, hey, this ship is sinking. Get off the
Get up.
boat. Yeah, like that I took that Japanese proverb and it was like I made it my at the very beginning of my healing. I made it such my mantra that almost everything that would pop up in life, it's like I held it up to that.
Mm-hmm.
A wise man can foresee the future. Uh, I held it up to that to go, wait a minute, have I been here before?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, I think I've had these kind of conversations before. Wait a minute, slippery slope. I'm done
Yep.
skiing. You know, like, wait a minute.
Yep.
I held that quote up to pretty much everything. I mean, even to driving, like, hmm, Green Bay Road continuously is backed up at this time for the past 3 days.
Take a different route.
Do something different. Even when they're,
Yeah.
right, even when it's like, there's no reason it's backed up. Do something different. I mean, I held on to that with every single thing at the beginning of my healing that now I embody it. Like people are always like, "You're so wise," and it's like, no, it's not because I sat there and I had this great vision. It's because it is very clear to see the future.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep doing X, Y, and Z, if you keep doing that, if I keep doing X, Y,
Mm-hmm.
this is the outcome because we've done
Yep.
it over and over and but yet we
Mm-hmm.
call it lessons. It's
Not lessons.
fascinating. It's fascinating to me that we call things like that lessons as if we don't know. It's mean to me it's not a lesson. We're just not we're making poor choices based on we're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
We're not
Because it's
holding
already
things
happened
up.
before. So you need to remember that and how you reacted at that time so you don't react the same way because doing the same thing over and over again is just crazy.
Right. Definition of insanity.
Yep.
Yes. And
That's a fact.
I once again, Shelley, I think right now most of us living, including you, me,
Mm-hmm.
most of us living that were born into this time frame. Like Shelly and I can be friends because we're alive right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially some of us older folks. So like I would definitely say like 35 and older. Energetically, we had it very rough this round.
Mm-hmm.
Very rough this round, but it was for that exact reason we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Because we knew before we got here that the energy was going to shift around that millennium, that we could set it up like if we have it really rough between birth and millennium, we would start making different choices immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And we did. We
Yes.
did. I mean, Shelly, I got sober at 25. You ever heard of that
I
shit?
got
No.
sober at 32.
Right. You see what I like? We started making very big, life altering, positive choices pretty fast compared to past lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because we knew, okay, give us all we get, all, give us all the lessons, give us all the repeats before that
Yeah.
millennium hits, and a little to remind us because we need to start boom, boom, boom,
Yep.
boom, so we could help the ones coming into all that new energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're doing. That is really
Yep.
what we're doing. And then
Yep.
setting
I
it
agree.
up. Yeah, and then we're setting it up greatly for ourselves next round. Hey, I
Yeah,
can't wait.
that's
Imagine all.
right.
Yeah, imagine. We're going to be coming back next time. Like, what lessons? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to
Yeah,
make all the right choices every inch of the way. I'm going to have my
that's right.
full awareness, my full consciousness. I'm going to be a full creator. I am going to
That's
be
right.
here to show people how it's done. You know,
That's right.
it's going to
Even
be
though we could
great.
do that today if we
Yeah.
believed it.
If we got It all boils down to belief, and I really wish I
It
could
does.
stress that. I really wish I could stress that more
What
than
you know
anything.
is what you know, and
Yeah.
it's ingrained inside your body. You know it all. You know it all. I know it all. I just
Yeah.
got to remember it.
But that's it's but then that's the actually that extra layer, because knowing is one thing, accepting is another thing, even
Hmm.
somewhat experiencing it, it's actually believing is is that is that one part that if you talk to, I didn't mean talk to, but if you study, you could talk to them too. Talk to the masters. Go for
Yeah.
it. They'll teach you a lot of shit.
If you meditate,
Um,
they come to you. I tell you. I
right.
tell you.
Talk to all, right. But it's that belief. So actually, can we end on this, Shelley? Because I
Yeah.
fundamentally, I know that I am probably going to have to be repeating myself this concept of belief for like the rest of this
Yeah,
particular
probably.
life. Yeah. I mean, I had to go through a very dark night of the soul as to like, I don't know if I can keep going. I am just repeating myself. And I will tell you, I'm all fixed signs. I don't like it.
Hmm.
So, like, I don't like repeating myself. But I had to learn that none of this is actually even for me. It's not for me. It's actually not even so much for like us, Shelley, those that are witnessing and learn and listening
Hmm.
now. I'm doing this shit for 100 years from now when
That's
I'm
right.
gone.
For the people that
Yeah.
don't have this,
Yes, that don't. Yeah, I'm
have the
doing it.
experience.
Yes. So I had to really come into that acceptance because it's like, damn, that's a lot of repetition. I am
Hmm.
only in my 40s. Like that's a lot
But
of
look,
repetition.
if you didn't keep repeating things to me, I wouldn't be where I am right now either.
Exactly, right. So I do
Because let me
understand
tell you,
like,
she's repeated things over and over to me because I'm human.
yeah, you're human.
Even though she's had to repeat that to me. You're human, Shelley.
Yeah.
More than once.
Yeah.
Shelley, you're human.
Yeah. Have a little compassion to yourself, Shelley.
Yeah.
Stop judging yourself, Shelley. You're
Yes.
human.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
allow yourself to be human. That
Yes.
like
The
wow, do
human thing
we
is really hard for me because
it's hard for everybody
I would
apparently.
not want to be human,
Yeah.
to an extent, just because I know some of my past, but I also have felt that way before I knew my past lives, that I knew I wasn't originally from here. And I felt that. I just didn't understand it until I talked to the Akashics with Courtney and
Yeah.
helped me understand all of it.
Yes. Yes. So
So
Shelley's
I'm
like
human.
she's opening up this great opportunity for me to make a pitch again. If you're watching this before
There you go.
July 28th, 2026, and you contact me for a half off reading, and beloveds, I really mean it's 45 bucks.
That's a good
45
price, guys.
bucks. That's a insane price, Shelley.
Hmm.
That's an insane price. The average cost is 150.
Yeah.
So like it's an insane price. And not even my average is 85. So you guys are
Yeah.
really getting it for cuz I am of service. I am of service and I don't worry about which way the money is going to come and which way it's going to go. That's how I can be of service, but that's a whole different.
Hmm.
So you set that up again there, Shelly. Good job. But yay. But what you were just saying, darling, it's almost as if in today's world we have to accept that we are human and
Hmm.
all the complexities and all the emotions, all the experience, all the trials and tribulations, all the ups and downs, joys and loves and heartaches, all of it. We have to
Hmm.
accept all of that to even experience something outside of that through belief.
Hmm.
And so what I mean by that is like you believe you're from somewhere else. And now we've confirmed it through a reading, right?
Right.
But this whole life you've been like, yeah, I'm not from here. And I'm bringing this up because everybody feels this way, right?
Yep.
Because we're not technically
Yep.
a lot of us, at least the viewers here at Stars of the Morning Light. But we spend so much of our life looking at that of like that uncomfortable feeling. I'm not from here. I'm not from here. This
Hmm.
place sucks. This body sucks. I mean, this body to me is so weird. I don't like this is Courtney's true thoughts. Like everything about the physical body, I'm just like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like I
I hear
it's
you.
weird. They're just weird.
Yeah.
Like ugh. Like I don't like it. I'm not into like the biology aspect of these bodies of form at all. They're gross. They feel gross. They're very dense. I don't like them. But that's
Hmm.
the human. Like that's so all this stuff that so many of us go through. Like I'm not from here. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't feel comfortable in this body of form. I don't feel comfortable at all. Uh, it sucks to be a human. This place is horrible. We don't even open ourselves up to experiencing different of like I know I'm from somewhere else. I know I have gifts. I know I'm way more powerful than this body lets me. Or I know I'm
Yeah.
way more powerful than this. I know way more stuff. We say this stuff, but we can't even experience that stuff because we don't accept the human first.
Hmm. Yep.
And then if we
We
can
chose to come into these human bodies,
right.
and then we forgot that we chose to come here and be in a human body.
Right, and we
And
just
so we're
cut
all confused and we don't like it and we didn't understand it. But I can
right.
say this, once I understood where I was from and why I came here, I better learn to love being human.
It's yes. And so it's like we all chose to be here. We all have an
Hmm.
ideal as to why we're here. We all have a reason why we're here. We
Hmm.
keep we're not I really do want to emphasize that it's like we don't just get into this cycle recycling of the soul. Like that it's you always have choice because that comes
Hmm.
up in readings. That's a very common question. Do I have the choice of do I come back or not? Or am I just going through this loop, like this trap, this earth trap, this trap cycle? We always have a choice.
Hmm.
We don't utilize our power of choice here. When we leave here, we very much understand the power of choice.
Hmm.
Like that whole like God created us in his image, it's because that it's not this body of form, it's
It's not.
choice, it's creation. We have that. We have choice
Hmm.
and creation. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, how powerful is that? Here we forget. So, no, you're not just in a loop and of a trap of reincarnation. That's at any time we choose. But we tend,
Just like just like the Akashics has told me, because I've asked this question and basic kind of that question, but basically I'm not going to come here this next time after I die. I'm going to go home to my home planet, but then I'm coming back here
you're
again.
coming back.
I'm
Oh,
coming
they did
back.
say, they said that? I don't
Yeah,
remember, but yeah,
they
did
did.
they?
They did.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I was like, well, all right, that makes sense to me because I knew I wasn't coming back here. So, but I am. But after
you
I go
will.
home. But
Yeah,
after I go home.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and I'm happy with that.
yes.
That made me happy. So,
And that we don't realize that we may, I know that I keep choosing. I mean,
hmm.
I to a degree, Shelly, that I don't go anywhere else. I'm like boom, 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 boom.
Hmm.
I because of this place and my original ideal as to why I came.
Hmm.
Because the moment we were out of here, it's like, oh shit, that ideal again. Okay, I'm back. For at least
Yep.
me. Oh, that ideal again. I'm back. Like
Hmm.
I got like, oh, I'm gonna keep striving to get there.
Hmm. Yep.
That I know I'm making that choice. So then when we put that into this context of like, so I better accept that I'm human
Hmm.
because that's going to come first every single time that I'm birthed.
Hmm.
It's going to come first every single time.
Yep.
When I come out the chute, damn, I'm human.
Yep.
I better accept all of that.
Yep.
And so I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept that I keep choosing here. Okay, look at all this acceptance. That fully starts changing the experience.
Hmm.
Then when our experience shifts just a little bit, you add the belief. So it's like we know we're grander. We know the light within. We know the power of that. We know what we're capable of. We know all these
But we
things.
need to believe in ourselves.
It's the belief. We believe
Hmm.
in ourselves. And so I'm always saying, like, if you read other scriptures, the story is very different.
It is.
That the Christ consciousness continuously said, and he might have sometimes said, do you believe me? But that was because either he just did a demonstration or he just spoke about what we are capable of doing. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like, do you believe me? But every single time it was a big walk on water. Get out of the boat, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, you all feed 5,000 people with two fish. Why am I still doing this? I mean, he literally said those words. When you read other material, why am I still doing this? I'm fixing to leave. Why am I still multiplying these fish? You all should be doing that.
Yep.
And every single time he then backed it up with, do you believe? It
Mm-hmm.
was not in him, it was self. Do you believe in yourself? Do you
Yep.
believe
They
that it's,
misconstrued that though. They said they believed he was saying, "Do you believe in me?"
yeah, do you believe in
And
me?
so it totally changes the whole thought
It
form
changes
there.
all of it. And
Mm-hmm.
also, it's maybe not just,
Oh,
see, and the level of belief is different
mm-hmm.
because first we gotta believe that it is even possible. So to get
Yep.
through that possibility and to really believe, we have to have other living demonstrations. That's why we had masters. That was
Mm-hmm.
the sole reason of their attendance, was to be a living demonstration that it can happen.
Yes.
All this beautiful magical stuff, all this feeding 5,000 people, it can happen. It's real. It's
Yep.
real. And you
Yep.
can do it too. That's why we have all this stuff. That's why they do come. That's what we are for others,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's only about journaling.
Yep.
Like, we first, that layer has to be there. We have to really believe it's factual, true, because we know
Yep.
it, we feel it, but we keep associating it with it. But that's when I'm not a human because we're
True.
so displeased with being humans.
Mm-hmm.
So all this grand stuff is when I leave this place. When
Mm-hmm. But
it's,
we could do it here.
yeah, all the masters said, nope, do it here. I just did. Here's
Yeah.
5,000, here's a bunch of fish. Here, I'm
Yep.
walking on water. Just step out the boat. And then the other layer of belief is in self.
Mm-hmm.
Believing it's all true. It's all true. We can all do it. We all have that capability in this body of form. And then the layer of believing in self. So oftentimes, Shelley, everything comes down to belief. And the pathway to that belief starts with the questions, investigating, and experiencing yourself, your true self within
Yes.
that love and compassion that you have to ask these hard questions.
And to be able to be the observer in your own life, because
Mm.
you need to be able to check yourself out. You need to be able to know what the hell you're doing, because when you don't, you make mistakes and you do things that probably aren't beneficial to you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to yourself.
Mm-hmm. And then you gotta be like,
So
why the hell did I do that?
yeah. And if
Why'd
I
I
had
do
just
that?
waited and observed the whole situation instead of reacting like an idiot, without thought, you know,
Yeah.
it would have been different. The
I
outcome would have been different.
I love the fact that I know a lot of people now that they are consciously practicing. You've been doing it for quite a while, and you're
Mm-hmm.
reaping the benefits of practicing being an observer.
Mm-hmm.
You really are. And I know more people are jumping on board of really consciously choosing to practice being the observer. And I will say I love it because that is the gateway into the healthy detachment that like
Mm-hmm.
Buddha would talk about. Even the Christ consciousness would talk about the healthy
Because you're over here
detachment.
looking, or over here looking, or right
Yes,
here.
it's,
You know,
but
it's not right here.
eventually that perspective is not here, it's from up here.
Mm-hmm.
Like at
Mm-hmm.
first it's like here, then it's
Mm-hmm.
actually behind you,
Mm-hmm.
then it's in front of you, then it's from way above you, and you get the
Mm-hmm.
full scope. And within that practice, and then that is now all of you. And
Mm-hmm.
so as you walk around every day, you are seeing the full scope, the full angle of all interactions, all activities, all things that creates the level of the healthy in love detachment
Mm-hmm.
to actually be present for all angles,
Mm-hmm.
but not attached to it to have that it shrinks you back into the survival of the ego.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
it's a process, but I'm witnessing now so many people consciously like they're, and that's what it takes. I'm going to consciously choose in this moment to be the observer, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really what it takes. And then keep doing that, and then keep doing that, and
Yep.
keep doing that. That
Yep.
the that is the doorway, the gateway into really, like I'm saying, the level of detachment that is in that those higher consciousnesses, which is not a word, there is no plural, but the higher consciousness of, you know, the totality of things, the true oneness. And it's funny because we were talking earlier, like that 5D complacency, the neutrality, that we get real comfortable in this, right? I know so many people that misinterpret the oneness, the joy, the all knowing,
Mm-hmm.
and take that as everything's roses and rainbows and, you know, everybody's on catnip, you know, like that that see it that way, and nothing, you know, no, that is not it. Life here still happens. It happens to everyone around. It happens to us. It's that observation mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's that observation mode that changes the I have internal peace and joy, and I view the oneness at all times in everything I do, even if people outside of me don't know I'm doing it. It's
Yep.
always present. That's what that level on that consciousness chart represents. That oneness and joy, that inner peace, that inner wisdom. That's what that is. That you're actually holding that presence at all times, no matter what you're doing, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. That inner peace and joy is present, even in pure chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Or not, well, there's no such thing as pure chaos, but even in the chaos, the tragedies, the harsh words, the difficult relationships, the hard times. And the pathway to that really starts with that observer,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautiful. I'm so grateful for the. That's one thing I'm very grateful for in this moment. For the past like month or so, I'm seeing everybody starting to practice. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you know.
Yep.
So that was a long blah blah blah. I know we should let everybody go by now. Thank you, beloveds, for listening to Shelley. This is what happened, folks. Shelly and I, blah blah blah. And today I
We
was
just talked.
probably Shelly, I'm the one that probably rambled more, and I do apologize for that. I'm feeling all the
No, not really.
energies. I am,
We're both ramblers. We both do it, so whatever. Who cares?
yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
and
good conversation, and I enjoyed it. So
yeah, you're on, you're,
I
I
hope everyone
hopefully,
else enjoys it.
yes, me too. I hope you still have chills because I'm on fire. I'm like,
Oh
yes, world,
no,
you
we
know.
done past the chill part, and it's hot in here too.
It's hot, right? Oh,
Yes.
beloved. Thank you, Shelly. And beautiful stars, thank you for listening. I hope everybody had fun in the chat. I hope tonight was great for everybody, and have a good weekend. Do be here
Yes.
Saturday night at 9 p.m. for the Matrix Living episode, the new episode with Sophia from Andromeda 7. That is no longer on YouTube. They might come back eventually, but it was a great conversation. Be here Saturday night for that. And Shelly, do you want to leave anybody with anything? And I promise, mouth closed. Do you want to leave anything with people?
I would just say that if you want an Akashic reading, Courtney is as far as I'm concerned, the best one to go to. She's got great practices, and she knows what she's doing. Like, I can't even express how far I've come. Just
Mm,
being, I would call
yeah.
Courtney my mentor, so, and my friend.
Oh, geez.
But everything that she's taught me and helped me work through, bringing me into the Akashic readings and just knowing myself, I can't thank her enough for that. And if you guys want a reading, you guys need to go to Courtney. Like she said, her emails at the bottom of the description here, and Akashic readings are important for you, whether you realize it or not, because you need to know who you are. You can't work through your stuff. You're going to end up coming back into the same situations. You need to work on you. So, My best opinion on that is through the Akashic reading and learning who you are and how to utilize that so don't keep making the same choices. And there you go.
I, I honor you, Shelley. I really do. I
I honor
honor
you back.
your willingness.
Thank you.
Um, I know I've said it to you many times personally and private, but uh, to be the living demonstration of the amount of willingness that you have always had, but then you carried it into you. I
Thank you.
so honored to witness, so honored to witness and to share this experience with you, and so definitely honored and humbled by being able to witness. It's beautiful. It's absolute. Damn it,
Thank you.
woman, you're gonna make me cry. So I love
I'm
you so
sorry.
much.
I'm not really
You're
sorry. You
great.
can cry all you
Yeah,
want. It's
yeah. You can
okay.
cry all you want. I know. I'm gonna get off this.
It's
I'm
your
gonna get
party. You
off,
can
and
cry if you want
I.
to.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And everybody loved that. I'm sure of like, yo, everybody's gonna start crying. Yeah, and me going, damn it, woman. But that's how we talk,
Yeah,
privately.
it is. It
We
is.
we're old school like that, and
Yeah.
so thank you, Shelley, and thank you everybody for
And thank
listening,
you. And
and
thank you,
I
everybody.
yes, we are all honored by one another. The opportunity of witnessing, oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Miss Shelley. Thank you, every
Thank you.
beautiful star out there. Keep shining, because remember, it's about the light, not the blood.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
oh, Shelley, thank you. I love you all so dearly. Do have a good week or weekend whenever you're catching this, and contact me anytime if you want a reading. And even regardless of that, I truly go inside, folks. Seek yourself. You
Yep.
are the key. You are the answer. You are the light. So,
Yep.
thank you, Shelley. Much love,
Thank you,
beautiful.
Courtney. Yep. Much
Bye.
love. Bye.
Bye, everyone.